Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. My name is Graham, and welcome to my show. And it's that time of the day again. It's my favorite time of the year, which is multiple times per year. It's basically every single time CNBC posts a new episode of, wait for it, Millennial Money. I get so excited to watch it and react to it because this episode today is something special. I know it's something special because the like ratio on this video so far is insane. Usually there's about 100 people out there, they're haters, and like, hey, I'm just gonna go and dislike the video because they spent too much money. Dislike. So, you know what? I wanna see why these people disliked the video and what these 19 people have to say about it. So with that said, guys, let's make sure to destroy the like button for the YouTube algorithm because it helps with the channel tremendously. And with that said, let's start here. Enjoy.
Once you have a child, your life is turned upside down, especially when it's unexpected to be a single mom.
All right, so first of all, we're like a second into this. I can't help but think it's another person from New York City. Gosh, it's like every single episode is somebody from New York City. Somebody who's renting in New York City. Someone living in New York. Someone is breathing in New York City, and CNBC's like, yep, that person, they just sneezed. Let's get them on the episode. Just everybody's from New York City. I want to see people from other places around the country. Let's make that happen.
Part of my journey in my career and in learning about finances is to be able to show my daughter that she can do anything and to show her that she has control over her finances and over her destiny.
Yeah, see, I can't imagine having kids right now. Between Bailey and Ramsey, that's like full time. That is my level of commitment for where I am right now. I can take care of Ramsey just fine. He sleeps most of the day, which is perfect. But Bailey, she loves that constant attention. So I can't imagine throwing a child into the mix right now.
I work as a UX designer at a medical startup, and I also work part-time as a shipping coordinator with an ice cream shop here in New York City.
Look at this here. She still has the Christmas lights up. It's, you know, I can't talk because in the place in LA, I've kept the Christmas tree just sitting in the dining room. So you know what? I can't talk against this. It's not bad. $75,000 a year working from home. That's pretty good, but the only downside is New York City. Extremely expensive. So just take $75,000. That's nice, right? Then chop that down to 60 after tax, and then chop that down to 45 when you account for the increased cost of living in New York City. So it's really like she's living $45,000 a year anywhere else.
I live in a brownstone on the Upper West Side, and I actually live in my childhood home. So I live with my daughter.
She lives in her childhood home, so I'm guessing that's got to be under rent control because I'm looking at this. She's got a view. She's got a view, and views ain't cheap. So I have to guess she's under a really low rent that she's been under for a long time.
And I also live with my mother, who is 72 years old. So 3 generations living under one roof. It is a 1-bedroom, so it is a little tight, especially with all of us home. But it's actually been really great during this time period.
Oh, I'm sure. That's the thing is when you work from home, it helps tremendously to have someone else just home with you. Like I remember about a year and a half ago, I would work from home maybe like 2 days a week. Like that second day was rough. Like one day, great, that's nice. Second day of just being alone in the entire house all day with really like, you're not talking to a person, I'm talking to a camera right now. There's no one else in the room here. So it gets lonely after a while. So I would like go into the office. I loved going into the office, the Oppenheim group, pretty much every single day because of that. But yeah, when you work from home, it helps to have either like a Macy or a Jack or Ramsey or Bailey, or like something else around. Because otherwise, yeah, it's no fun.
My second year at FIT, my dad ended up passing away very suddenly. With his passing, I kind of lost the spark for graphic design. And so I ended up pivoting and moving into pastry school. And I was thankful enough that my mom actually paid the huge portion of that school, and I was left with only $3,000 in my name.
Wow, pastry school. Look at that. That's cool. I've seen some of those like cake battles on TLC. It's like one of those networks. They have like, they build these incredible cakes that like look like life-size, real sort of stuff. And then they take a knife to it and they just slice it down the middle. It's like, wait a second, that computer was a cake the entire time. It looks so good. But it's all like that fondue stuff. So like, I don't think it would taste good. That's interesting. Oh, look at, she literally has all the cards that I have. Look at this, hold on. We got the Chase Preferred, that doesn't look like Amex Gold. Then we got the Discover It. Oh, and then the city 2% double cash card. Fantastic. I bet she watches the channel. Those are all the cards that I recommended.
I pay $400 a month to live in the apartment. The total rent is actually $1,400, and that is due to the fact that we are rent stabilized and that this apartment has been in my family since the mid-70s.
Yeah, see, otherwise this place would be like $3,500, $4,000 a month. Pretty much guaranteed for that view. Yeah, this is an expensive spot. $670 on food. I bet that's got to be for her, her daughter, and maybe for her mom. Seems a bit steep there. Let's see.
On also the bill of food for everybody in the household.
That's what I just said. There we go.
So about a year ago, I ended up getting into minimalism. I realized that I wanted to choose where my money went. So instead of my just throwing money around to buy something I think looks really nice, I'm instead making conscious decisions when I use my money.
There we go, the whole financial minimalism thing. I'm so happy. So I came up with, listen, I want to take credit for that. I came up with the term financial minimalism because I kept seeing Matt D'Avella talk about minimalism, like his minimalist apartment, his minimalism lifestyle. And I'm like, wait a second, for a while, about 2 years ago, minimalism, like everything like that was just trending on YouTube. And I'm like, how could I switch this in such a way that would apply to myself? Wait a second, financial minimalism. Yeah, there we go, just not spending money, done. Let's take a look at our budget though. Let's see, food, $673. Okay, but for 3 people, listen, I can't complain on that, and we got a little T there for entire household. Yeah, see, I can't complain. Debt repayment, $538 a month. What is she repaying debt for? It's gotta be for something school related, I'm guessing. And I'm guessing she's got to almost be done with that. Let's see, debt repayments, we'll come back to that one. Then we got savings and investments, $425. Decent. And then we got rent and utilities, $400 a month with a barbell, her share of a 1-bedroom apartment. And listen, she's never going to get $400 a month ever in her entire life like she is now. So just keep this going for as long as possible. Then we got discretionary, 110 with a squiggly S. Laundry, clothes, daughter's allowance. Yeah, that's the thing. I got a little allowance when I was younger. I think it was like $10 a month. It was something like that, maybe like $20 a month. And to do that, I remember I had to like clean the windows and take out the trash. And I hated taking out the trash. But I knew that if I didn't take out the trash, I wouldn't get the allowance. So I took out the trash. So that's good for her. Transportation, $60. Fair. New York City, that's fine. Subscription, $60 with a paragraph sign. Disney, Hulu, Spotify, iCloud, Adobe. All of those seem actually pretty reasonable for me. She needs Adobe for her work. iCloud probably work. Spotify, it's nice to have. I'll give her that. Hulu and Disney Plus. There's her entertainment for her and a family and daughter. That's fine. Dental cleanings, $48 triangle, monthly average calculated from annual cost. All right. And then phone. Fantastic. This is the phone bill that we should all look at and envy and worship this phone bill. $35 a month. This has got to be some sort of like a prepaid plan. That's fantastic.
So pre-pandemic, my career trajectory was to become a general manager and continue to move up the managerial ladder, maybe even into operations in the food industry.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, managers in the food industry, it is so time intensive. I had a friend in high school who became a manager at, he was like a head chef of some sort of restaurant. The hours that he had to work were insane to me. I'm talking like every weekend, because that's when it's busiest. It's busiest like Friday, Saturday night, so every weekend working. Any major holiday, working. Sometimes he had to switch locations or be up like at 3 o'clock in the morning to go and prep food in the morning. It was insane. So I'm guessing she stepped away because of the time aspect of that.
Right as the pandemic hit, everything kind of turned upside down in New York City, and my position was one of the first ones to get cut. It was really tough because I did sit my daughter down to let her know that I was no longer going into work. I also wanted to be very transparent with her when money was very tight.
I wonder if she'd understand the concept of like, hey, mom's gonna come and like be home all day. How could you not be a child and be like,
Yes, I get to be home all day with mom and grandma. I just have a great time all day.
I don't know if I would have understood that concept if I were like under 7 or 8. I would just be like,
Haha, this is awesome. We can play video games all day. We can just have fun.
I decided that I needed to look into other opportunities. So the UX bootcamp cost $12,000. It was a big self-investment. The great thing is that they have a 2-year repayment plan with no interest.
that is fantastic. Listen, this is what you need to be doing. This is what everybody needs to be doing. She was in an industry that didn't do so well, and she immediately learned a brand new skill, applied herself to this, made the investment in herself, did all the resources, completely self-sufficient, and was able to start making money from this, $60,000 a year. This, honestly, I think is a perfect example of exactly what to do, and I think she really made the best of the entire situation, used this to learn, and now she's making pretty good money.
A big reason that I pivoted my career was at being a manager in the food industry. You are working around 10 hours a day, on your feet all day. Being a single mom, I wouldn't see much of my daughter.
See, exactly what I said. It's the time aspect. Try doing that, and being a single parent, it's probably not going to happen. Otherwise, you would miss a significant portion of them just growing up.
It is in part of her doing good in school, though. She doesn't just get the money.
Yeah, there we go. 20 bucks a month. I think that's a good rate to give a kid. And listen, $20 to a child, that may as well be like, you know, just getting $1,000 a month as an adult. You know, it's so true. I remember like even having $100 and being like a teenager, like that was a lot of money. You have like $200, you're set.
Being a mom during the pandemic, especially a single mom, there have been a lot of ups in terms of having more time with my daughter, but there's also a lot of struggles from the fact that we live in a one-bedroom space and my daughter has to do school online and I have to work online. And so trying to balance those boundaries of work and home life can become blurred.
Oh, 100%. Oh, listen, when you work from home, it's just like you never go home from work. Because work is always there. Like, you'll go to the kitchen and then like you see your computer, I could get some more work done. So that is very true. And usually what I've tried to do is like set a time deadline where it's like, all right, by like 8:30, by 8 p.m., like I'm done for the night unless like something crazy comes up. Usually that's what I've tried to do. Wow, $15,000 in credit card debt when she lost her job in March 2020. I bet she's paid a good chunk of that off, if not the whole thing, actually.
A chunk of it was because I was trying to keep up with the Joneses in a way of trying to also provide for my daughter all of the experiences, and paying for a child to go and do classes and things can add up really, really quickly, and I wasn't keeping an eye on it.
Oh yeah, $1,000 a week in unemployment. Wow, listen, that's insane money. $1,000 a week, which included the $600 a week from the New York State. She was making good money from unemployment while that was going on. Wow. Yeah, see, I told you, she paid the whole thing off. That's smart. That's smart. She didn't squander that money. All went towards paying off that debt. And you know what? Actually, how about this? I did this for the other family from Hawaii. I will put Emma, if you're watching this video, go and go and reach out to Jack on Instagram. Jack, put your Instagram handle here. Just message Jack and I'll send you $1,000 to put towards that education thing. Just $1,000 towards paying it off. And actually, funny thing, when I mentioned I was doing this for the other family, a lot of other people wanted to join in and support that. So I don't know how we could organize something like this, but how about this? Maybe I'll find Emma's social handle and just put that in the description. So if any of you watching want to reach out and help in any way that you can, I'll just link that down below in the description, but I will be sending $1,000 on my behalf. Emma, just reach out to Jack to coordinate the details on that.
After I eliminated my credit card debt, I have been able to build back up my savings, and I currently have $2,600.
Yeah, and she's saving $425 a month. Fantastic.
I think it's so much more rare these days to have family living with family. The United States has kind of pushed this independence, and so a lot of people almost feel ashamed to be living at home or living with their family because it makes it seem like you haven't made it. And I definitely felt that pressure for a long time, feeling like I had to get out. You know, I'm a single mom, I need to show that I can take care of myself. But at the same time, I've been able to have so many more opportunities because I decided to stay home and live with my mom and, you know, help her out while she also gets to help me out with my daughter.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong. There's no shame in doing that. I think it's the fiscally smart, fiscally effective thing to do is just stay at home as long as you can. Listen, as long as you have a great relationship with your parents, they don't mind you there, you may as well do it. Save the money, use that to your advantage, and honestly, in this place, I'd stay here as long as I possibly could with that amount of rent. All right, so overall, fantastic episode. Actually, this is really nice. I really don't have that many recommendations for her. She's already on the right track. She already knows exactly what she's doing. It's fantastic. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to destroy the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Also, feel free to add me on Instagram. I post it pretty much daily, so if you want to be a part of it there, feel free to add me there. As on the podcast, The Iced Coffee Hour, new episodes being posted every single Sunday, so make sure to be a part of that. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time.